Good day, everyone. We are Team Med, and today we were going to present our research entitled The Effectiveness of Two-Factor Authentication in Protecting Online Accounts. We are the researchers. I am Marilyn A. Botel.
And I am Edelyn B. Vasquez.
And I am Desiree Grace R. Sayed, Bachelor of Science and Information Technology, 3G. Our instructor is Mrs. Geraldine Mangmang.
And for the background of the study, two-factor authentication is a security protocol used to protect online accounts. Institutions and users recognize that passwords alone are insufficient to secure accounts in shared environments. This study evaluates how two-factor authentications can enhance security in shared computer laboratories at Southern Leyte State University. Two-factor authentication, or 2FA, is a security method that requires users to verify their identity using another step aside from their password. In many schools and universities, students often use shared computers and laboratories to access online learning platforms, school portals, email accounts, and other academic systems. However, students may sometimes forget to log out because of limited time, class schedules, or unexpected interruptions. Because of this, passwords only security may not be enough to protect students' online accounts. This study focuses on two-factor authentication because it can provide an additional layer and protection. Even if a password is stolen or exposed, two-factor authentication can help prevent unauthorized users from accessing the account.
And for the state of problem of our study, despite the importance of two-factor authentication, it is not widely adopted in shared environments. There is limited research on how effective two-factor authentication is in real-world usage, particularly in shared computer labs. Students often face challenges in applying security measures such as two-factor authentication, leading to vulnerabilities.
The problem addressed in this study is the limited research on how effective two-factor authentication is in an actual school settings, especially in shared computer laboratories. The respondents of the study are students from the Faculty of Computing and Information Sciences, or FCSIT, at Southern Leyte State University main campus. The study is limited to students' awareness, perception, usability, and views on the effectiveness of two-factor authentication. It does not include the technical development of a two-factor authentication system. Instead, it focuses on students' responses and experiences based on the survey result.
And for the general objectives of our study, we have evaluate two-factor effectiveness, and we have two specific objectives, which are determine two-factor authentication security impact and assess two-factor authentication usability and convenience.
The general objective of this study is to evaluate the effectiveness of two-factor authentication in protecting students' online accounts in shared computer laboratory environments. The specific objectives are, first, to determine how two-factor authentication improves the security of students' online accounts against unauthorized access. Second, to assess students' perception of the usability and convenience of two-factor authentication in shared computer settings.
And for our methodology, our research design used a quantitative method, and for our research participants, we have the FCIS students.
For our methodology, our study used quantitative research design. This design was used because the researcher gathered numerical data that could be analyzed using statistical tools. The respondents were students from the Faculty of Computing and Information Sciences at Southern Leyte State University. The sampling technique used was simple random sampling, which means that each student had an equal chance of being selected as a respondent. The tool used in gathering data was a structured survey questionnaire with Likert scale questions. This survey measured students' awareness,
perception, usability, and views on the effectiveness of two-factor authentication or 2FA. The researcher used frequency, percentage, and mean to analyze the data. For the procedure, the researcher first requested permission from the proper school authorities. After approval, the questionnaire were distributed to the selected respondents. The completed questionnaires were then collected, checked, and analyzed. The researchers also followed ethical considerations, and the respondents participated voluntarily, and their answers were kept confidential and used only for academic purposes. And this time, we were going to present our result and discussion. But first, I'm gonna show you our chart representing our 100% respondents by sex, where female having 54, male having 42, and those respondents that said prefer not to say having 4. This with a total of 100% respondents. The same by the distribution of year level, where first year having 25, second year having 23, and third year having 52, a total of 100% respondents.
The results of the study focus on 4 domains: awareness, effectiveness, usability, and perception. For awareness, the grand mean was 3.34. This shows that the most students are familiar with two-factor authentication and understand how it helps protect their online accounts. For effectiveness, the grand mean was 3.46. This shows that the students strongly trust two-factor as a tool for preventing unauthorized access. They believe that two-factor authentication can still protect their accounts even if their passwords are stolen or compromised. For usability, the grand mean was 3.21. This shows that the students generally find two factors manageable and practical. However, some students feel that two-factor authentication can make the login process slower because of the extra verification step. For perception, the grand mean was 3.48, which was the highest among the 4 domains. This means that the students have a very positive view of two-factor authentication. They are willing to continue using it and recommend it to other students. Overall, the results show that most respondents answered agree or strongly agree. This means that students generally support the use of two-factor authentication in protecting online accounts.
In conclusion, two-factor authentication is widely accepted and viewed as a necessary tool for securing online accounts. Students value the added security despite some minor usability concerns.
In conclusion, the study found that two-factor authentication is widely accepted and understood by students at Southern Leyte State University. The findings show that students trust two-factor authentication as an effective tool for protecting their online accounts, especially in shared computer laboratory environments. Although there are minor concerns about usability, such as slower login time and extra verification steps, students still value the added security that two-factor authentication provides. Therefore, two-factor authentication is considered as effective security measure for protecting students' online accounts.
Based on the findings, the researchers recommend that educational institutions make two-factor authentication mandatory for online systems, especially in spaces such as computer laboratories and libraries. Schools should also provide regular training and clear instructions to students and staff on how to set up and use 2FA properly. For future researchers, it is recommended to explore other authentication methods such as fingerprint scanning, facial recognition, or behavioral authentication. Future studies may also focus on improving the speed and inconvenience of two-factor authentication while maintaining strong security.
And again, I am Marilyn A. Botel.
And I am Edeline Vivasquez.
And I am Desiree Grace R. Sayon,
And we are the Team Med.